Hey, welcome back, guys. So this weekend we had such a wonderful weekend. Friday night was full of fun. We went to the track, as you guys saw, and ran a 1019 at 136 and drove the car home, and everything went really smooth. Saturday we just kind of hung around the house, and Sunday, well, Sunday was pretty good too. Had a lot of ups and downs. We went out and took some family photos, and with my son, who is 4 years old and autistic. I think you can probably imagine how that went. That went about as well as taking a without toilet paper. But I think we got some good photos on that. We also watched the Chiefs, which that was horrible. Just got blown out. I don't know. They just can't seem to pull their head out of their. And then other than that, we shot a couple videos, and the main video I wanted to get done was doing an overview on my car. I know there's been a lot of questions, and I just wanted to try to address the full setup. If you have any more questions, or if I did not cover everything, please leave them in the comment box below, and I'll try to get them answered as soon as possible. Anyway, to the video, guys. Thanks. All right, guys, so we're going to do a quick overview of the car. I've posted some videos of some ride-alongs and taken it to the track, but we have not done a full overview of the car. So we'll kind of start in the front and kind of work our way back. There's not a whole lot to go through, but it's a pretty simple setup. So it's a 2002 BMW e46 M3. This is an original manual 6-speed car. I bought the car, I think, back in maybe 2016. Drove it for over a year with the stock setup on it. Ended up blowing up the transmission, and I decided to sell the engine and build this setup. It took a little while, but finally got it. So for the engine, it's a stock bottom end 5.3. It's running on Holley Terminator X. It's got 706 heads on it, dual valve springs. Luke Siebert made a custom grind cam for it. It's all LS1 or F-body accessories, head studs, chromoly push rods. It's an eBay S475 knockoff. So it's a big frame turbo, has a big backside. We have truck manifolds flipped backwards, all the fabrication, the wiring, the fuel system, pretty much everything that makes this car great is done by Bernard Fabrication Performance, or Chris Bernard. We had to do a lot of work to get this all fit. We moved the whole radiator support forward, so it's actually underneath the core support here. And there is a tube that goes, I think you can kind of see it there, up and over, and then directly into the water pump here. We have dual spall fans. That was a really big trick for us. We had some overheating issues with all the heat that happens in the engine bay here, and the spall fans really help that come together. Front mount intercooler. We got this little trans cooler in the front that is doing pretty well. We were hot lapping the car pretty hard on Friday night, and it really kept up pretty good. Underneath here has all the Holley Terminator ECU and all the wiring underneath that panel. Catch can, just kind of a simple catch can setup. Everything works on the car as far as the lights. It has the auto leveling lights. When you shut the door, the windows go up. All the windows, the lights, all that stuff still works in the car. The gauges do not work. It really was not a focus of mine. I'm gonna try to put a Holley dash in it, I think is the plan. Backed up here, dual precision wastegates and a eBay knockoff towel blow off valve. Probably gonna be switching that over to a little bit better setup on that. Dishworks fuel regulator. I think that's pretty much it up here. Going around to the inside of the car.
Still has the stock seats in it. We got kind of creative with the buttons. We were thinking about mounting them up here, but the problem is this whole backside of the steering wheel is all basically soft leather or rubber. So if we were going to build a bracket off, there wasn't really anything we could put it into. So we just decided to drill into the M3 steering wheel and put the trans brake and bump box buttons here. The pedal arrangement, I believe since it's drive-by cable, we were able, one of the e46s, some of the older ones, so like 318, I believe, actually had a drive-by cable throttle body on it. So we were actually able to find one of those pedals at the pick and pull and modify that to work. There's a B&M Pro Stick shifter. Up here I have a transmission temp gauge. Right here we have a fuel gauge, and then these individual cutouts here are 3D printed. I think you can get them on eBay for the e46. But there, up here I have my Terminator X screen. Don't mind my trim being missing. I'm getting some replacement clips for that. Everything else back here is pretty normal. We'll move to the back of the car. Back of the car, we have a 15-gallon fuel cell. We got our rollover tube. Pretty simple back here. Underneath the car is pretty simple. We got dual Bosch 044 pumps. Stock, kind of hard to see, but it's just a stock M3 diff. All your subframe reinforcements are done. Solid diff and subframe bushings underneath. Tying lowering springs, stock shocks, stock axles as of right now. It does have a 3-inch one-piece drive shaft underneath there, and a power glide with a 3600 converter. So pretty nice setup. That really helps to get the car go over, or go pretty quickly and hook up on the track. We'll see how long this diff and axles last, but I mean, it pulled a 1.5 60-foot on pretty much a no prep track and hooked up pretty well, leaving off 4 pounds of boost, so you can't really complain. Up front, we got 17-inch weld Alumastars. I think they're 4.5 wide, wrapped in the M&H front runners. Really love this setup. I just have my dream wheel set up here. In the back, it's a 15x10 with 6.5 backspace Sanders 752. Larry Hodge Racing sells these online. Great guy. Definitely recommend those. It's a single scalloped bead lock on the front. And right now I'm running a Mickey Thompson Street R bias sidewall. It's a 26 10.5 tire. So that's really what we're running right now, but I think that's pretty much the overview of the car. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Oh yeah, the brakes obviously take a lot to fit a 15-inch wheel on an M3. It's converted to a standard BMW like 3 Series brake. I'm not going to get super into detail because there's a lot to go over, but I'll put a link in the description of Chris Bernard or K-Burn, I think it's 88 on YouTube. He has a whole video going over what we had to do to get those brakes to work. And there's a lot of updates on when we were building the car, kind of in depth on what we all had to do to kind of make it happen. One of the things I'm gonna be doing here soon is kind of addressing the rear alignment. That's been a pretty common question. If you can see, there's quite a bit of negative camber still in the rear with it being low. And when I squat, launching at the track, that's all working against me. I'm losing contact patch from the tire, putting it to the ground. So, I'd like to add some more positive camber to it to get it to zero out when I squat, to be able to apply a little bit more power. But that's going to be one of the things I'm going to address here, relatively quickly. But I think there's like 130,000 miles on the chassis, so not too high, I guess, now after all these years went by, but not too bad. So it's kind of a quick overview of the car. Again, if you like the videos, please like them, subscribe. We'll see you next time.